Welcome back to our course, Research and Statistics. I'm Dr. Eka will discuss about ethical principles in research. Our learning objective for this session is demonstrating ethical principles in nursing. We will learn about the importance of ethical principles in conducting research on human subjects, critiquing informed consent and respondent information sheets, types of misconduct in conducting, reporting, and publishing research. Learning outline for this session including research ethics, history of research ethics, ethical issues in research, ethical principles and considerations, as well as IRB or Institutional Review Board or Ethical Committee. Recently, more and more publications have been published in Indonesia, which means that more and more people are conducting research. However, it can be said that there is still a low awareness of research ethics in Indonesia, especially in the health sector. Even though it has been regulated in several laws and decrees, and the Indonesian National Ethics Committee has begun. In addition, there are still few institutions that have research guidelines and ethics boards. Therefore, it is important for us as health workers who can also act as researchers to understand health research ethics. Basically, research ethics is a moral compass that guides between researchers and research subjects. However, it is currently becoming broader, which also regulates reporting, publication, socialization, use of research results, and data processing. Why is understanding research ethics important? First, ethical standards promote the achievement of research objectives, such as knowledge development. Second, ethical norms develop basic values of collaboration, trust, accountability, respect, and fairness. Third, ethics encourage the fulfillment of researchers' responsibilities to the general public. Fourth, public trust in the quality and integrity of research activities can encourage public support, especially for the enhancement of research funding. 5. Ethical norms in research ethics reflect societal norms. A code of conduct ensures that society is safe and maintains the reputation of science in the eyes of society. In this session, we will also learn about the history of research ethics. The Nuremberg trials after the Second World War were the catalyst for the movement towards research ethics that resulted in the Nuremberg Code 1945 until 1946. The trials were held for former German leaders who were considered war criminals. One of them was the trial of 20 medical doctors who carried out human experimentation and mass murder under the Nazi regime. In 1947, 9 Nuremberg codes were issued, including voluntarism, benefits outweighing risks, animal-based research first, protecting research subjects, qualified scientists, physical and mental suffering avoided, research that causes death and disability is not allowed, subjects may withdraw, researchers must stop dangerous experimental research. However, after the Nuremberg Code, there were still many unethical incidents that arose, such as Willowbrook's hepatitis research on school-aged children, which was a requirement for school admission. This led to the 1964 Declaration of Helsinki, the focus of which was the mandatory Research Ethics Review Board assessment process. After the Declaration of Helsinki, there were many ethical violations that occurred, such as the Tuskegee syphilis trial that included black men in America from the lower economic class, or we call it We call it vulnerable population, which even though antibiotics were finally found, they could not access the drugs. Many people died, even wives and children were infected. This situation led to the establishment of the National Commission for the Protection of Human Subjects in Research. The Commission published the Belmont Report in 1979, which outlined three main ethical principles: respect for the human person, beneficence, and justice. After that, the world of research developed internationally, so that international ethical guidelines for biomedical research involving human subjects were issued in 1981 by CHIOMS formed by WHO and United Nations. The guidelines were based on the Nuremberg Code, the Helsinki Declarations, and the Belmont Report. Some of the principles published by CHIOMS are scientific justification and validity, ethics commission and local review, subject information and informed consent, benefits outweigh risks, vulnerable populations are monitored more closely, not exploited, confidentiality and privacy, capacity of research institutions for ethical and scientific review to be strengthened. After discussing the development of the history of research ethics, it is important to understand what the meaning of ethical and unethical research are. In general, ethical research is research that protects subjects and is conducted using scientific principles. Unethical research include scientific misconduct, fraud, violation of research protocols, fabrication, falsification, falsification of data, plagiarism, placing subjects at risk without consent. We call it fabrication because it is making data or results. We call it falsification because altering or misreporting data or results. And we call it plagiarism if we are using the ideas or words of others without giving appropriate credit. A previous study reveals that there are two main ethical challenges by clinical research. First, inability to provide goods or services that are known or likely to do no harm. Ethical responsibility of nurses as gatekeepers, inability to enroll someone and or provide something that may be helpful, concern about enrolling someone in a study that may cause harm, feeling powerless over decisions in research, worrying about how well-informed participants are about the study, raising expectations versus realistic expectation. Second challenge is conflict of professional obligations, such as feeling caught in the middle, personal identity or becoming a nurse first, conflict of loyalty with certain elements of conducting research, patient advocacy versus loyalty to protocol, individual or patient needs versus advancing research, research versus patient-centered care, and enrollment expectation versus patient advocacy. After learning about the problems or issues that may occur when conducting research, researchers should also know that research ethics have been implemented before, during, and after conducting research. For example, before the research, researchers should consider research ethics by developing a scientific research design. While conducting research, researchers are also responsible for protecting participants and knowing their responsibilities as researchers. After the research, researchers also protect the information that has been collected, report or publish the results of the research, and pay attention to references and authorship if using other authors' articles. In this slide, we will learn about case 2. A researcher has finished reporting to the ethics committees the results of his research. The researcher states in the report that he has submitted his research manuscript into 2 journals, international and national. Based on the above case, what is your opinion? Please read module for further discussion. We will further discuss about ethical consideration in proposal. To understand about the 3 ethical principles, there are 3 case examples attached. Which do you think include beneficence, respect for others, and justice? Please read the module for further discussion. Decision will also discuss the RRB or Institutional Board, or often referred to as the Research Ethics Committee or EC. Before discussing the 3 ethical committees, as researcher, you must also know the 3 decisions that will be issued by the ethics committees, namely exempt, if there is no risk, expedited, minimal risk, and complete review or full board if the research with a vulnerable population and has more than minimal risk. The following are pictures of submission forms for marine EC. In addition to the marine EC, researchers within FON can also conduct or apply an ethical review process at Faculty of Medicine or FK UPH. This process by sending a form and proposal to the Faculty of Medicine EC email. Mostly for nursing students at FON UPH will apply ethical approval at EC FON UPH. Students can learn the process by checking the link. Students can send the form and proposal for applying ethical approval. In summary, nurses play an important role as researchers in ensuring that nursing practice research is always conducted and used ethically, taking into account research ethics principles such as beneficence, respect for others, and justice. Thank you.